2 is close?
East column 2 is the closest round.
Let's try this.
Okay.
Because it has a full signal. Namagyanatimurandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshu meditam jena tasmai Sri Gurudeva Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam. So, you check? Check if we're on Facebook. It says we are. Okay. So, we have a better connection now. So this should work. If it doesn't, there's one other connection we can get that's even better. So it's going to work sooner or later. So we're reading about Radharani, and Prabhupada says, our business is to pray to Radharani. You are dear to Krishna. So we offer our respectful obeisances unto you. So, everyone, what's your business? You pray to Radharani. Well, it's actually glorification. No Prabhupada said, glorify her. You're dear to Krishna. Somebody's dear to Krishna. We want to be dear to that person. Right? Yeah. Yes? Someone's dear to Krishna. You want to be dear to them. And when I first became a devotee, I walked into the temple one day and I said, I want to live here. They said, okay. First thing in those days, when you move in the temple, is they shave your head. It's like, okay, you want to shave your head because you might decide you don't want to live here in the next 10 minutes, so let's shave your head first. Now, the shaved head in Sika, basically, you're not going to go anywhere because you look so funny. So it was something like that. Like, I think within 10 minutes of me walking in the temple saying I want to be a devotee, my head was shaved. And I was in a devotee. And while they were shaving my head, they said, Radharani is very pleased. I should move this out of the way. Radharani is very pleased. So she's going to tell Krishna, look at, he's becoming a devotee, and she's going to ask Krishna to be merciful. She's going to put in a good word, because she's in charge of devotional service. So you can expand on that and say, well, any nice service you do, Radharani will say, Krishna, look at what that devotee's doing. And then if she gives Krishna the word, then Krishna has to do whatever she says, like every good husband, right? Every good husband does what the wife says. And Krishna is totally controlled by Radharani. So, Radharani is Hari Priya, very dear to Krishna. So if we approach Krishna through the mercy of Radharani, then it becomes very easy. So what does Prabhupada mean? Well, Radharani represents the compassionate side of Krishna. So you want to get mercy, now you know where to go. The Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So what's Hare? Hare is Radha. So if you want mercy, when you chant, meditate on Radha. I need mercy. Oh Radha, give me mercy. So she personifies Krishna's compassionate side. So Krishna may or may not be merciful, you don't know, but Radharani is always merciful. So we ask for her mercy. We're confident she'll be merciful. Then Prabhupada goes on to say, if Radharani recommends that, this devotee is very nice, then Krishna immediately accepts. However foolish I may be, because Radharani recommends it, Krishna accepts. Therefore in Vrindavan you will find all the devotees chanting Radharani's name more than Krishna's. Wherever you go, you will find the devotees are addressing one another. Jai Radhe. They are glorifying Radharani. They are more interested in worshipping her. This is because, however fallen I may be, if somehow or other I can please Radharani, then it is very easy for me to understand Krishna. Otherwise, 1 out of 1,000,000, 1 out of 100,000. Anushanam Sahasreshma. Yes. Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Krishna consciousness, as we've been given in our disciplic succession, the goal is Radharani. We go through Radharani, and sometimes when the acharyas comment, what does the Gayatri mantra mean? They'll say, it means Radharani. Even though, how will you see Radharani? Where's Radharani? Gaudiya Vaishnavas will see Radharani in everything. The goal is to become humble servant of Radharani. That's how they see it. I can't approach Krishna. I'm not qualified. And if Radharani is merciful, then everything is good. Radharani can deliver Krishna. She is such a great devotee, the emblem of Maha Bhagavata, topmost level of devotion to Krishna. Even Krishna himself, though he says, Vedaham samatiktani, I know everything, Krishna cannot understand Radharani. Krishna cannot understand Radharani's quality. Radharani is so great. Actually, Krishna knows everything. And in order to understand Radharani, Krishna accepts the position of Radharani in order to understand her potency. That's Lord Chaitanya. Krishna thought, I am full, I am complete in every respect, but still I want to understand Radharani. Why? This propensity made Krishna obliged to accept the propensities of Radharani to understand Krishna from her perspective. How does she, what does she find in me that's so attractive? I don't understand that. What is she feeling? I don't feel that. I want to feel that. Because I can see she has more love than me, and I can see she has more attraction. What is it? So Krishna becomes in some way transcendentally jealous of Radharani. He wanted to feel and experience what she was feeling and experiencing. And so he came as Mahaprabhu. And Gadadhar Pandit came as Radharani to guide him. Or an expansion of Radharani. So she could guide him in the mood of Radharani so he could enter into that mood. He really wanted to enter into that mood, so that's what he did. And not only did he enter into it, he distributed it so that we could understand it. And that's the goal of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, to understand the mood of Radharani. Even if you're not in Madhurya Rasa, but still, that's the emblem of pure devotion. And it will help, whatever rasa you're in, understanding Madhurya Rasa will help you. It'll nourish you. And it's not like, oh, I'm in Sakyaras Prabhu, so, Radhastami, I'm not coming. And it's not like that. They're the gopis, we have nothing to do with them. We're cowherd boys. It's not like that. Devotion is, our devotion is to Radharani. It all goes through Radharani. And without her mercy, we're nothing. And Mahaprabhu's mercy is a manifestation of Radharani's mercy. That's what it is. And Mahaprabhu's mercy is the greatest. So Mahaprabhu exhibits mercy, it's greater than Krishna's mercy. And so that shows Radharani's mercy is always compassionate, it overlooks faults. And if faults are to be looked at, then we might as well give up, because we have plenty of faults. We would be disqualified. Radharani is saying, here's a nice devotee, you should give him mercy. And if she says, it doesn't matter what that devotee is, Krishna will give it, because he's controlled by her. So here's a nice statement. Krishna knows everything, and in order to understand Radharani, Krishna accepts the position of Radharani. In order to understand her potency, Krishna thought, I am full, I am complete in every respect, but still I want to understand Radharani. Why? This propensity made Krishna obliged to accept the propensities of Radharani, to understand himself. In other words, she's so special that I need to understand what going on in her heart, in her mind. You have to understand this. It's just so attractive. These are very transcendental topics. It's a great science. One who's advanced and well conversant with Shastra can understand such things. But still, we can discuss from Shastra. When Krishna wanted to understand himself, he adopted the tendency of Srimati Radharani, and that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Radha Baba Dhuti Suvalipam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but he has accepted the propensities of Radharani. As Radharani is always feeling separation from Krishna, similarly, in the position of Radharani, Lord Chaitanya is feeling separation from Krishna. That is a teaching of Lord Chaitanya, feelings of separation, not needed. The process of devotional service taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his disciplic succession is how to feel separation from Krishna. That is Radharani's position, always feeling separation. Separation. Feelings of separation are more intense. So feelings of separation are glorified. And Mahaprabhu experienced the most intense feelings of love of Krishna. Exhibited Mahabhav, which is only exhibited by Radharani and maybe a few rare souls, or maybe only Radharani. So Radharani's position is, she is the personification of the internal potency. Just as Maya or Durga personifies external potency. So Maya or Durga is an expansion of material nature, which is an expansion of Radharani, which is the expansion of the spiritual nature. So, Hare Krishna, my dear Lord, please engage me in your service. Please put me under the protection of Hare, your internal potency. I don't want to be under the protection of your external potency. I've been thrown around by the external potency for millions of lives. Put me under the internal potency. If I'm under the internal potency, then I'll serve you. If I'm under the external potency, I'll run away from you. So that's the prayer. So we're praying for the compassion of Radharani because in bhakti, the attitude of the devotee is, I'm not qualified. I have no qualification to be Krishna conscious, only by mercy. So I have to figure out how to get to mercy. So I'm chanting Hare Krishna and I'm praying for mercy because I feel without mercy I'm useless. I'm nobody. Can't do anything. I'll never be Krishna conscious. So I need someone who will come down and say, okay, you don't deserve it, but I see that you want it, so I'll give it to you. You know, like a good beggar. You know, please, please. I know I don't deserve it. Please, you're a rich man. Give me. Yes, I could give you. I could give you $1 million. Please, please. So that's Radharani's position. And that's our position. Because we know she could give $1 million. So we're begging, please, please. Otherwise, we'll always be poor. We're not going to make the $1 million on our own. We're not qualified. Not capable. So when you chant your rounds tomorrow, you can think, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. The mercy of the Maha Mantra is in that Hare. That's where it lies. Hare Krishna, Hare Radharani, be merciful. Maybe you don't even like to chant japa. Maybe you think, Radharani, I don't even like to chant. I need your mercy to get some taste. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And when you understand this, you understand that without mercy, we're nothing. Without mercy is the most important thing we can get. It's like, we're totally reliant on it. It's like oxygen. And without oxygen, what do they say? How many seconds can you live without oxygen? 17 or 32 or 28, what is it? As long as you can hold your breath, and that's it. Okay, how long can you hold your breath? 58 seconds? Anyway. So, Radharani's mercy is our oxygen. Without it, we can't live in Krishna consciousness. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Radharani, be merciful. Now, how dear is Radharani to Krishna? Every man thinks, if he's unmarried, he thinks, I want a girlfriend that's like this. She looks like this movie star. She's nice like my mother. She cooks like the best restaurant. She's very sweet, very kind, she's good at everything. You know, you get this picture, right? What would be, this is the woman, or every woman thinks, this is the man I want. Big, strong, intelligent, wealthy, handsome, sensitive, hardworking, good with kids. She has it all figured out, right? So imagine you could actually create like the person you'd like to marry. Like this is, just draw it, first you draw it out, sketch her out, you know, Photoshop it. Okay, there she is. The right size, the right weight, the right figure, the right face. Okay, now, you know, it's like you're creating this on, you know, on some new program. She's going to have this kind of voice, these kind of eyes, going to sing in this way. She's going to have these 64 talents. Now, what talents do you want her to have? The 64, just check them. Okay, she'll have all 64. So on and so forth. That's Radharani. Krishna created the perfect devotee, like who could love him more than anybody, who was attracted to him in every way. That's Radharani, the personification of everything attractive to Krishna. We're trying to do that here. You don't have the software, so it doesn't work. We got the perfect person in our mind, but we can't create them. And they don't even exist anyway. It's an illusion to think they do. So that's Radharani. So that's why she's so dear to Krishna. Because sound is very low. I'm sorry it's very low. I don't know how to make it louder. Maybe you need to turn the speaker up on your phone. Is it low on your phone? That's like the, you know, when I was a kid, we used to have people that would repair televisions. We call them up, my television doesn't work, it won't turn on. And the guy comes out and he plugs it in, someone pulled the plug out. Okay, that's, you know, $20, plug it in. Sound is very low. Is it low, or you just need to turn your sound up? You can hear it? Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. The only reason it would be low is this battery is dying. Krishna Govinda Hari Murari He Nath Narayana Bhaja Vasudeva. It's good? Hare Priya, turn your volume up. I think your volume is good. Or your connection is going in and out. Yeah. So then we go back to the first point. If you want to become dear to Krishna, become dear to the person who's dear to Krishna. So that's Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Serve Radharani, get her mercy, then you're good. There's nobody as dear to Krishna as her. You can please her. Wow. That's it. So, yeah. So what was the first thing Prabhupada said? Our business is to glorify Radharani. Why? Because she's dear to Krishna. So you glorify her, Krishna's happy. There's a story. There was a bird, I forget, maybe a peacock, some bird. And Krishna was in the temple, and the bird was chanting, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. He wanted to be picked up and held by Krishna. And Krishna would come out of the temple, but he would never hold him. And he couldn't figure out why. Krishna was embracing so many people, but he would never pick this bird up. And every day he'd go, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna. He wouldn't say Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And Krishna wouldn't hold him. So someone said, well, go to Radharani and you'll find out. She'll help you. And so he goes to Radharani house, outside her house, and says, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Immediately she runs in and embraces him. And the person who told him to go said, see, you chanted Krishna's name, Radharani came out and embraced you. You go back and chant Radha's name, Krishna will come and pick you up. So he went back, Radha, Radha. Immediately Krishna came and embraced him. So, you want Krishna's mercy? Hare Krishna. Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. And that's what Prabhupada says here. Right? Let's read what he says. However foolish I may be, because if Radharani recommends that, this devotee is very nice and Krishna immediately accepts. However foolish I may be, because Radharani recommends it, Krishna accepts. Therefore, in Vrindavan, you find all the devotees chanting Radharani's name more than Krishna's. They're addressing one another, Jai Radhe. They're glorifying Radharani. They're more interested in worshiping her. This is because, however fallen I may be, if somehow or other I can please Radharani, then it is very easy for me to understand Krishna. Otherwise, don't bother. You're wasting your time. And now, we're so fortunate, Radharani comes as Mahaprabhu, and just like it says here, I am a manifestation of Radharani's mercy, here. You get Krishna. Just take it. So, there's some other things Prabhupada said. Unless you have some questions. Some other things Prabhupada said. Other things Prabhupada said, I like to read. This is from Nectar Devotion. Actually, because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is very difficult to approach him. But the devotees, taking advantage of his compassionate nature, which is represented by Radharani, always pray to Radharani for Krishna's compassion. So just confirmation. Like we have this thing called the good cop and the bad cop. You know about the good cop and the bad cop? Have two cops together. One is really heavy and one is really sweet. And so they work as a team. Good cop, the bad cop arrests you. And the good cop, he's nice to you while you're in the car. He's talking to you, making you feel good. But you had to be arrested by the bad cop. Because you're going to be arrested by the good cop. Right? So the bad cop does the dirty work. The good cop is nice. The son gets chastised by the father, goes to the mother. Daddy's like really angry at me. He says, okay, I'll talk to him, don't worry. He's punishing me, he told me no dinner. Don't worry, I'll talk to him. So, you may not get past the father, but you get the mercy of the mother goes to the father, says, just leave him alone. He'll be fine, don't bother him. And then, everything's good. Ganesh just says, she's the good cop and the bad cop all in one. So this next one is a very nice quote. I love this. Krishna. Everyone is trying to love Krishna. But Krishna is trying to love somebody. Now how great she is. Just try to understand. Everyone, the whole world, the whole universe, all living entities. I'm going to put this right here because nobody's sitting. Yeah, that's perfect. That's how to do it. You create a spot where nobody sits, and that's where you put the camera. The whole universe, all living entities, they're trying to love Krishna. What Chaitanya describes, Prema Kumarto Maha. And Rupa Goswami described, you are distributing Krishna Prema. So Krishna Prema is so valuable, but Krishna is after Radharani. So, okay, everyone in the universe is trying to love Krishna. And Krishna is trying to love Radharani. So what does that mean? Just see how Radharani is great. Just try to understand the greatness of Radharani. She's so great, we have to offer respect. What's so great about her? You know, someone's like a big movie star, really wealthy, really, really beautiful. And every girl in the world his age wants to marry him. So you're always interested, who did he marry? Isn't it? isn't it? Like a million girls would love to marry him, but who did he marry? Who does he love? Everyone loves him. But so Prabhupada is saying, everyone loves Krishna. But Krishna, this is the one he loves. So how great is she? He's the one she loves. It's pretty great, isn't it? Yeah? That's Radharani. Here's a nice prayer. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami offers his respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani, taking a straw in his mouth. Indeed he prays, O Gandharvika Srimati Radharani, just as Lord Krishna never rejects a surrendered soul, please don't reject me. So, again, it's the same attitude. A devotee doesn't feel qualified for bhakti. So the devotee prays. Okay, what do you do when you're not qualified? What's the next step? You want something really badly, and you're not qualified for it. You see, Gauranitai Kija. So what's the next step? The next step is to pray. When all else fails, then you pray. Right? That's the idea. So Raghunath Das is saying, don't reject me just because I'm not qualified. Because I want you. And the devotee knows if he prays to Krishna with that mood, Krishna will accept him. He just knows that's why he prays. It's like we have a saying in America, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Can you give darshan? So we're going to give you darshan. I can't tell. Can someone see? Yeah. There's darshan. We're in Hong Kong. There's the Gaur Nitai deities. I don't know if you can see them. Sri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. We have a saying in America. It's like, let's say you're at a cafeteria and they ran out of one preparation, right? It's your favorite preparation and it's on someone else's plate who's a stranger. And you go up to them and say, that's my favorite preparation and they ran out. Could you give it to me? So that we would say, well, you have a lot of nerve. You have that expression here? Like, you have a lot of nerve. I'm a stranger and you're asking me for something off my plate, but you have a lot of nerve. Right? So, a devotee has a lot of nerve also, because he's asking Krishna for love, and he knows he's not qualified. So it's like, but Krishna likes that. And the devotee's feeling is, well, who else am I going to ask and what else am I going to do? Because I want it and I'm not qualified to get it. So, I know you can give it if you want. Because I'm not going to get it by my own strength, because I don't have the strength. I don't have the qualification. So, the devotee, with faith that Krishna will reciprocate, then he prays, okay, Radharani, be merciful on me, I know I'm not qualified. But if you're not merciful, then I'm hopeless. It's like your worst enemy is drowning in the ocean and he's praying, will you save me? He's got to ask. If you're the only one who can save him, you got to ask whoever you can ask. So Krishna's the only one. We can't ask. Who else are we going to ask? Or Radharani is Krishna's compassionate nature, so we ask her, feeling like I have no recourse, I have no qualification, but I don't know who to ask other than you. And I know if you decide to give it, then you give it. If you want, you give it. I can't make you give it, but I'm asking you. So that's the attitude. And if Radharani gives it, then all kinds of miracles can happen. Yes? Hare Krishna. Radharani, this is from a lecture by Prabhupada. Radharani can deliver Krishna. She's so great a devotee. The emblem of Mahabharata. Even Krishna cannot understand the quality of Radharani's devotion. Although Krishna says, Vedaham samatitani, I know everything, he fails to understand Radharani. Radharani is so great. And this was driving him crazy. He couldn't understand Radharani. I can't understand her. It's like, I have to, like, what's going on? What does she have? I don't even have this. I'm God, and I don't even have what she has. Which proves it's better to be a devotee. Because as a devotee, you can experience even what Krishna can't experience. Krishna is beautiful. And we get to appreciate his beauty. Right? So Krishna's like, what is this beauty in me that Radharani is appreciating? It must be something special. I want to experience that. So, isn't that interesting? Vedaham samatitani means I know everything, past, present, or future. That's God, right? Definition of God, knows everything. But I don't know Radharani. I can't understand Radharani, although I know everything. And I'm self-satisfied. It's another contradiction. I'm self-satisfied. And even though I'm satisfied, I'm hankering for Radharani's love. So, how is it that you're self-satisfied if you want Radharani's love? Doesn't make sense. How is it you know everything and you can't understand it? So, that's the transcendental nature of that relationship. I mean, you could understand it philosophically, but in terms of rasa, that's the way Krishna becomes, his love for Radharani grows. Keeps growing. Because he can't understand it. That's what's attractive about it. Right, isn't it? Like if something's beautiful, it's so beautiful you can't understand it, that makes it more beautiful. And once you understand it, it's like, like, I have a book, and it's a book of sketches with pencil or pastel or Prabhupada. And they're so good, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, how does she do this? It's a pencil, and the teeth are white. How did you make white teeth with a gray pencil? And there's a white trotter. How did you make a white trotter with a gray pencil? And how did you get all these shadows? I can't understand because I'm not an artist. So I'm looking at these pictures and I'm almost fainting. Because I can't understand. Because they look exactly like the photo. Exactly. 100%. Maybe even better than the photo. And I have no idea how they're doing it. And it's so amazing. But if she comes and says, oh, I just painted by numbers, you did this, then it's like, oh. So that's what makes things attractive. You don't understand. You can't understand. It's so far beyond you. So Radharani's love for Krishna, he doesn't understand. It makes it more attractive. Right? Let's speak of us understanding it. You can't understand. And Krishna's nature is he's attracted by love. That's what gives, say, what inspires you? Oh, I love to play music. What inspires you? I love to draw. What inspires you? Fast cars. What inspires you? Oh, I like to create businesses. What inspires you? I like to make movies. Krishna, what inspires you? Radharani. That's what inspires me. Nothing more than that. Right? Because he can't understand her. It's so amazing. You're so amazing, I can't understand you. And once you understand, it's like, yeah, I figured you out. You're not attractive anymore. Isn't it? You're like used to it. Yeah, I can see you're just ordinary. I figured you out. But Radharani is like, you're so beautiful, attractive. Your love is so deep. For me, I can't figure it out. That's what makes it attractive. Yeah. Listen to the next one. This is a lecture. on Radharani's appearance day in 1969. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1969 there were 300 devotees in ISKCON. 300 worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago I was in Ukraine at a festival. There were 7,000 devotees. I was giving class, I don't know, like a pretty big room, like 500, 600 devotees. And I was thinking, when I joined the movement, there aren't even 600 devotees around the entire world. Now there's 600 sitting in this room listening to class. So, when Prabhupada gave this lecture, the Hare Krishna movement had 16 temples and estimating 300 devotees. That's a big estimate of people living in the temples. Maybe with congregation you might push it up to 500. Living in temples probably 200, 250. Like shaved up dhotis, tilak, kurta. Sorry. Maybe pushing 300. Biggest temple in America, 35. Average temple, 8. 17 temples. A lot of temples, 4. If you take, push it up to 20 in 16 temples, so you'll get 300. And the 20 is like highest in, because most temples were, big temples were 20. Biggest was 35. So now Prabhupada's saying to this band, who's sitting in Seattle with like 8 devotees, September 1969, I am very much indebted to my father, for he took care of me in such a way that I became perfectly Krishna conscious. My father used to receive many saintly persons at our home, and to every one of them he used to say, kindly bless my son so that he may become a servant of Radharani. That was his only ambition. So the goal of Gaudiya Vaishnava is to become a servant of Radharani. You please Radharani? Wow. And the spiritual master is a representative of Radharani, so you please the spiritual master. The mercy is descending through the disciplic succession. The compassion for the fallen souls descends. So you please the spiritual master, he represents Radharani, Krishna's so happy. When you please another devotee, Krishna's so happy. What to speak if you please an elevated devotee? What to speak if you please Radharani? So one way of pleasing Radharani is by pleasing the spiritual master. So the spirit, you're getting the blessings of the spiritual master, but it's actually the blessings of Radharani. Because Krishna's pleased, Radharani's pleased. Radharani's pleased, Krishna's pleased, mercy comes. Yes? No. The last lecture was 1973. The lecture before... No. I missed one. 1968, same lecture. Radharani can deliver Krishnas. She is so great a devotee. The emblem of Mahabhagavad. And we read that. The one I just read was 73, now we go back to the same 69. Of all the young, this is like new devotees, Prabhupada's having to introduce Radharani. They don't know who she is. Of all the young girls, Radha is the most beautiful. Radha is the most beautiful. She always dresses so nicely. The Damodar is attracted by her beauty. If you go to Vrindavan, you will find everyone worshipping Radharani. All the devotees in Vrindavan worship Radharani. You see Gaur Nitai ki jai. Gaur all the devotees in Vrindavan worship Radharani. The pure devotees pray to Radharani, "Oh, my worshipable Radharani, you are so full of mercy. I'm begging for your mercy." Hare Krishna. Do you have any questions so far? No comments? Yes.
Don't you said that to getting the mercy of Lord Krishna, it is very important you get mercy of Srimati Radharani first. But the thing is that our mind is so much into the outside world thinking that whenever we chant, we cannot concentrate our mind into Srimati Radharani. So how to put in our heart so we can get the mercy of getting the Krishna consciousness.
So your question is, when we're chanting, how do we get in the mood of begging for mercy?
Mercy of Srimati Radharani, so we can get the blessing of Lord Krishna.
Through humility. Trinadapi Sunichana. The mood of the devotee is, I can't do this on my own, I need help. And so as we're saying, if you want help, where do you go? The best person to get the help from is Radharani. Okay, I want Krishna's help, but I have to go through Radharani. And some devotees don't need Krishna's help, they just want to connect with Radharani. So, in either case, whatever your goal is, Trinadapi Sunichana means, I can't do this on my own, I need help. So I'm praying, Radharani, please help me. So the helplessness is the mood, and the helplessness is what it means to be humble, and therefore Mahaprabhu says, to always chant, you always have to feel helpless, because if you don't feel helpless, why would you chant? You'd be fine. I don't need help. Everything's good. I can do it myself. But when you feel you can't, then you're chanting in that mood, Krishna, I can't do this alone, I need your help. Radha, I can't do this alone. But that's what it means to be humble. Feel unqualified. And that's what it means to chant in a humble state of mind. And pride means I feel qualified. I'm good enough, I was born in a good family. I'm smart enough, I should get love of Krishna. I only talk to him and make sure he gives it to me. No. The attitude of devotee is the opposite. I'm not qualified. Totally unqualified. But like we were saying before, totally unqualified, but I have this really strong desire for it. And that's the paradox. Even an unqualified devotee can have a very strong desire to be Krishna conscious. That's a paradox, isn't it? As new devotees, we have a very strong desire to serve Prabhupada. So it shows that even a very raw and green devotee may have a desire, a strong desire. Not because they're qualified, but because the process of bhakti is so powerful that it develops a desire. Of course, you should become qualified. But in Kali Yuga, especially with the advent of Mahaprabhu, the mood is mercy. If there's no mercy, I'm not even going to try, because what's the use? Right? How should I try? I can't do it. And obviously Mahaprabhu knows that. And knowing that, he said, okay, just chant and dance and take prasadam. You'll go back to Godhead. Can't do much more than that. Kind of useless. So if you chant in a humble state of mind, then you'll feeling like, Krishna, I can't do this, Radha, I need your help. Then you can chant a lot of rounds in that mood, because you'll think, I need all the help I can get, so let me keep chanting and keep asking for help. The more I ask for help, the more chance there is I'll get it. So that's one idea. And then you can meditate When you're chanting the Maha Mantra, you meditate on Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. It really stands out. Mercy, mercy. Yes. It's from the same lecture. Radharani is Hari Priya, very dear to Krishna. With the mercy of Radharani, we can easily approach Krishna. If Radharani recommends, this devotee is very nice, Krishna immediately accepts. As a grateful ending. We read that. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, Radha is one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she is also the enchantress of Govinda. She is the be-all and end-all of Govinda and the crest jewel of all his consorts. Yeah. What would you ask Radharani if you met her? She knows how to please Krishna. She can tell you. My dear Radha, how can I please Krishna? Srimati Radha is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, Madhya 13, chapter 13, text 150. Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan activities. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant Jai Radhe. From Krishna's own statement given herein, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan and that Krishna is simply her decoration. For Prabhupada's Nectar Devotion, it says, Krishna alone is not that beautiful. When he's with Radharani, he's very beautiful. By himself, he's okay. Or without his devotee, he's not that beautiful. But with her, really beautiful. You think Krishna's attractive? Yeah, he's okay. But with Radharani, then he's really beautiful. You know, you ever go to some Hindu temple or something and there's like a Krishna by himself and it's like, you look at him and you go, no, it doesn't work. It's just by himself. Then he's with Radharani and oh, he's so beautiful, isn't it? Yes? Doesn't feel right, does it? He's by himself. Anything else? Srimati Radharani is the center of all Vrindavan's activities. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the instrument of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan still chant Jai Radhe. In Krishna's own statement given herein, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan, and Krishna is simply her decoration. This is a lecture, September 5th, 1973. Radharani is presented, the original pleasure potency, always absorbed in thought of Krishna. So anyone who comes before Radharani to serve Krishna, oh, she becomes so pleased. Oh, here's the devotee of Krishna. She immediately recommends Krishna. Here's a devotee who's better than me. This is Radharani. I may be not a devotee. I may be most fallen rascal. But if I try to reach Krishna through Radharani, then my business is successful. Therefore, we should worship Radharani first. That is our business. Instead of offering directly one flower to Krishna, you just put it in the hand of Radharani. My mother Radharani, Jagannatha, you kindly take this flower and offer it to Krishna. Oh, Radharani says, Oh, you have brought flowers? Krishna said, Patra Pushpam Palantayam. But we don't try to offer Krishna directly, just through Radharani. It will be very much appreciated by Radharani. Well, Can we stop? Otherwise I'll fall asleep while I'm talking. Okay. So thank you for coming. We'll see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.